Hello everyone, a very important topic in front of you, that is the constructors in Java, and this is the part 1. Alright, students, we see one example here. You can see a class student and it has got data members. One is roll number or RNO, the other data member is name. That is there to store the name of the student, and the third data member is fee, to store the fee of a student. So it's a real life example that we are going to design a class named students, which is actually representing you people. Students, the concept of encapsulation says wrapping up of attributes and behavior, all right, as a single unit. So student, it's a very important thing that when we wrap up the attribute and the behavior, and attribute is represented through the data members of the class, and the behavior is represented through the member function of the class. So students, I have implemented the concept of encapsulation, which says wrapping up of attributes and behavior as a single unit called class, and the process is called encapsulation. And here you can see that 3 data members in front of you, and one function here, that is display, and then the main function is there to create the objects of this class. What this class is actually, student, this class is representing student. Just look at this name of the class, that is a student. So every student has got a roll number, so RNO is there. Every student has got a name, so name is there. Every student has a has to deposit the fee, so fee is there. So 3 data members, and as per the name of or as per the data, we have assigned or we have given the data type to these data members. So roll number integer or int type, name is string, and float will be given to fee. I hope everybody has understood it well. Students, after this we have got a function display. All right, display function has got the printing of the entire data. Roll number is RNO, name is name, fee is fee. Students, after that in the main function we are creating the object. Single object is there. You can create as many as you want. So student s1 equal to new student. Then s1 dot display, it will display the data. But when we look at the entire code, what we miss, that I have not given any value to RNO, to name, to fee. So how come this will work? So let me show you that this will work, and I'm going to show you what values it's going to print. So output is here, roll number is 0, name is null, fee is 0.0. Now everybody will think that when no data has been given to these data members, then how come this these values are there? So let me tell you, students, something about the syntax of creation of an object. Here you can see student is the name of the class, s1 is the name of the object, equal to new student. This is the constructor. This is the constructor. Please notice this. And this constructor is responsible for initialization of these data members. Alright, students. And right from the day one, when you start creating the object, you are actually using the constructor. So you are not actually completely new to it. You are already using it. But actually we are going to discuss it in detail. Alright. So students, syntax of the object creation is what? Name of the class, name of the object, assignment operator new to allocate memory, and then student, that is the constructor. Now few things we already get here by looking at this constructor. What? That name of the class and name of the constructor same. This is the very important thing. Second thing, I told you that values for the data members have been provided by this constructor. Alright, students. So the values to the data members are given by the constructor. That is a job of the constructor, or that is the role of the constructor. So you can always say that it is used to initialize the data members of the object with some proper value. So 2 things are clear, that name of the class and name of the constructor are same. And remember the case sensitivity. You can see S is capital, so S is capital in the constructor also. Rest of the alphabets are in small letters or lowercase, so all the other alphabets except S are in small letters. All right. And role is clear to us that it is there to initialize the data members of an object with some proper value. Is that clear to everyone? Now, third very important thing, that when to use constructor. So very simple answer, you've already seen it, that constructor we use during the time of the object creation. And once you have used it for an object, you cannot use it for the same object. Like if you want to call display function, you can call this display function for S1 10 times, 10,000 times, not a problem. But constructor can only and only invoked only at one time, or and that is at the time of the object creation. Now I'm getting back to the concept. After this example, you will have better idea. In Java, we can also define constructors which will be called as user-defined constructor. Students, when I had shown this example to you, I was using the constructor, but where is the constructor in this entire program? You can see data members and display function and main function. Where is the constructor definition? All right, so let me tell you students, when you do not define the constructor, then what happens? Java provides you with its own constructors, and that constructor is known as the default constructor of Java. All right, the Java provides default constructor. You have not created that. But yes, Java has given us the ability to create our own constructors for the classes we design, and that is called the user defined constructor. In Java, we can also define constructors which will be called as user defined constructor. All right, everyone. After that, students, what is a Java constructor? A constructor in Java is a special function or method that is used to initialize the objects. That's what I've told you and shown you with one example just now. Students, after that, it has the same name as of the class it belongs to. So you have seen a student was the class name, student was the name of the constructor, case sensitivity. You have to always take care of. Students, after that, constructor is called when an object of a class is created. So when the constructor is invoked or called, when the object of the class is created. It can be used to set initial values for object attributes. That's what I've shown you. And now the very, very important thing, that it has no return type. It has no return type. Not even void. So that's why it is written here, void return type also not used with the constructor. All right. Now some important things. I'm repeating these points. Name of the constructor and name of its class must be same. It must not have any return type. Void is also not allowed. Never make it private. This is very, very important. Never make a constructor private, because once you make it private, you won't be able to create the object of that class. All right. Now, unlike other member functions, constructor can only be invoked only once. All right. Constructor can be invoked just once. Okay. When? At the time of the object creation. After that, types of the user defined constructor. 3 types are there: default or non-parameterized constructor, parameterized constructor, and copy constructor. So these types we'll discuss in detail in the next video. I hope everybody has the clear idea why the constructor is needed and what are the important things required when you design your own constructors. Thanks everyone.